Have you ever pondered how the diet of a pregnant woman could subtly influence the facial development of her unborn child? This question, as fascinating as it is, has been the springboard for a team of international researchers who conducted an intriguing study recently published in the journal Nature Communications. You see, we've long known that heredity plays a significant role in determining what a person's face will look like. It's why you might have your mother's eyes or your father's nose. But research and anecdotal evidence have also hinted at the influence of other factors. Among these are environmental conditions during pregnancy, which are believed to impact the facial development of the unborn child. But what if diet, something as simple and everyday as what a pregnant woman eats, could also play a role? What if the amount of protein a woman consumes during pregnancy could subtly alter the facial features of her unborn child? Sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel, right? But that's exactly what this group of researchers set out to explore. Their study began by sequencing facial tissue from human embryos, leading to some fascinating findings related to genes associated with the mTORC1 pathway. This pathway, for those of us not well versed in molecular biology, plays a vital role in how cells process food. The researchers hypothesized that this pathway could be instrumental in modulating early-stage skeletal formation, thus impacting the development of facial features. So, if the mTORC1 pathway plays a role, how might it be influenced? Could something as common as dietary protein intake during pregnancy activate this pathway? And if so, what effect could this have on the unborn child's facial development? It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? The idea that what a mother eats could potentially sculpt the face of her unborn child, not just in the womb, but potentially for the rest of their lives. Let's delve into the intriguing world of scientific research that sought to unravel this mystery. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that blends genetics, nutrition, and the miracle of life in ways you might never have imagined. The research journey began with an exploration of human embryonic facial tissue. Imagine our researchers, cloaked in white lab coats, peering through the lens of a microscope, examining the building blocks of our very identity, our genes. They were sequencing facial tissue taken from human embryos, a process that reads the unique genetic code that makes us, us. What they discovered was truly fascinating. They identified enhancers. These are little genetic switches that help to control when and where our genes are turned on or off. These enhancers were found to be connected to genes associated with a particular pathway known as the mTORC1 pathway. Now, this pathway might sound like something straight out of a science fiction novel, but it's actually a crucial player in the way our cells process food. The mTORC1 pathway doesn't just play a role in how our bodies break down what we eat, but it's also involved in modulating early-stage skeletal formation. When we say modulate, we're talking about how this pathway can subtly influence or adjust the development of the skeletal system during the early stages of life. The researchers' findings suggested that the mTORC1 pathway could have a hand in shaping the facial features of a developing baby. Essentially, the food that the mother consumes and how this food is processed at a cellular level could be sculpting the face of her unborn child. This discovery was just the tip of the iceberg. It opened up the possibility that other factors like the mother's diet during pregnancy could also affect the development of the baby's face. This set the stage for further exploration involving our little friends, mice and zebrafish. Remember, the goal of this research wasn't to pinpoint a specific diet for expecting mothers to follow. Rather, it was to understand the complex interplay between diet, genetics, and development. And it seems we're just starting to unravel this intricate story. The researchers then ventured into a series of captivating experiments involving mice and zebrafish. Imagine a world where science meets life in the most unexpected of places. That's precisely what happened when these researchers decided to delve deeper into the mysteries of facial development. Using mice and zebrafish as their subjects, they embarked on a journey into the unknown, activating and deactivating a pathway known to affect facial structure. You see, they discovered something fascinating about the mTORC1 pathway. This pathway, quite intriguingly, has a significant role in how cells process food. They found that it also plays a part in early-stage skeletal formation, but they wanted to see exactly what kind of modulation might be happening. So, they conducted experiments on mice and zebrafish. In some cases, activating the pathway, and in others, deactivating it. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly did they find? Well, the results were quite surprising. They found that when the pathway was activated, it led to thicker nasal passages and larger facial features than usual. Imagine a mouse with a more prominent snout or a zebrafish with an enlarged face. That's what they observed. But when they deactivated the pathway, the results were equally striking, but in a different direction. The zebrafish ended up having a longer face than usual, and the mice had a larger snout. It was as if the facial features had been stretched out, reshaped by the deactivation of this pathway. These results were intriguing, to say the least, but the researchers didn't stop there. They started to wonder, could diet be influencing these changes? Could what a mother eats during pregnancy impact the way her baby's face develops? The pathway they were studying, after all, is involved in how cells process food. This brought a new question to light. Could diet be the key player in this game? Could the amount of protein a mother consumes affect the development of her baby's face? This question set the stage for the next part of their research journey, a journey into the role of diet in fetal development. And that's where we're heading next. The research team then embarked on a fascinating exploration of the potential role of diet. This captivating journey began with a simple question. Could the maternal diet, specifically the amount of protein consumed, influence the facial development of offspring? To test this hypothesis, the scientists turned their attention to a group of mice. They fed these mice a diet rich in protein, significantly higher than what mice would typically consume. Now, this wasn't just a random choice. Protein is known to activate the mTORC1 pathway, a crucial player in how cells process food and potentially influence early-stage skeletal formation. The results? Well, they were intriguing, to say the least. The embryos of the mice fed this high-protein diet exhibited some noticeable differences compared to those from mice fed a normal diet. The scientists observed lower than normal jawbones in these protein-rich diet embryos, but that's not all. They also found that these same embryos had larger than normal nasal capsules. It was as if the extra protein in the diet had triggered a kind of modification in the facial structure of the offspring. The high-protein diet seemed to have activated the mTORC1 pathway, causing these distinct changes in facial development. So, what does this mean? Well, it suggests that the diet of a pregnant mother, specifically her protein intake, might have more of an impact on her child's facial development than previously thought. It also implies that other components of a mother's diet could potentially influence fetal development in ways we are yet to discover. This opened the doors to a groundbreaking conclusion. The food choices we make, especially during pregnancy, might play a more significant role in shaping our children's physical features than we ever imagined. It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? But remember, this is just the beginning. There's still a lot more to uncover in this captivating world of genetics, diet, and development. The culmination of this research journey led to an enlightening revelation. Our exploration into the world of prenatal development has demonstrated that the food consumed by a mother-to-be can subtly shape the face of her unborn child. This finding is fascinating, to say the least, and it significantly deepens our understanding of how life forms and develops. Let's take a moment to recap. The research team, through a series of meticulous experiments, discovered that the mTORC1 pathway, a cellular process involved in processing food, plays a crucial role in early-stage skeletal formation. By manipulating this pathway in mice and zebrafish, they observed notable changes in facial structure. Activation of the pathway led to thicker nasal passages and larger facial features, while deactivation resulted in longer faces and larger snouts. The researchers then turned their attention to the role of diet. They hypothesized that protein consumption could influence this pathway and subsequently facial development. Their hypothesis was confirmed when mice fed a high-protein diet exhibited differences in facial development compared to those on a normal diet. The offspring of the high-protein group had lower jawbones and larger nasal capsules, indicating that maternal protein intake can indeed influence the facial development of the offspring. These findings have far-reaching implications. They underscore the importance of maternal diet in shaping the physical characteristics of the unborn child. But they also suggest that other components of diet could have similar effects. Could the intake of carbohydrates, fats, or certain vitamins also modulate development in yet-to-be-discovered ways? Further research is needed to explore these intriguing possibilities. This research not only sheds light on the fascinating connection between maternal diet and facial development, but also invites us to ponder what other mysteries are yet to be unraveled in the realm of prenatal development. As we continue to delve deeper into this remarkable world, who knows what other extraordinary discoveries await us?